So, I would like to touch on a very interesting topic today. The topic I had to speak about is misogyny. So, the prime example of misogyny is quite clearly this. Now, with misogyny, we find that men are allowed to be topless, whereas women are not. So, let's talk about this. So obviously, we know that men are allowed to be topless in public, whereas the woman is not allowed to be. There are certain places in this world where it is not frowned upon so much, and I feel as though that should be the case in every part of the world, because people decide that humans are to be controlled in every which way possible. Now, if I were to go on to a actual topic here, so if we look here, okay, it says here, misogyny is a concept for or prejudiced against women or girls. It can be manifested in various forms, from overt expressions of dislike to more supple bases and discriminatory behaviors. Misogyny can also be embedded in social systems and cultures where women face hostile and prejudiced prejudice due to their gender. Now, if we also look here, okay, so the key aspects of misogyny is hatred, contempt, and prejudice. Misogyny involves a negative attitude towards women, ranging from dislike to deep-seated hatred. Okay, now a lot of people may think that misogyny is one of those things where, oh, we should have control of the women, blah 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 blah. No, you should never have control of the woman. In a matter of fact, I believe it should be the other way around. I believe women should have control of the men, or at least we should be equal. Going back to this picture, where the man is topless, but the woman is not. I would also like to state that misogyny is a big part of this world, and it's disgusting. So this man, yeah, can be topless in public, but she can't? Who gets to decide that? Is everyone stupid on this world? So we'll go back to this one, okay? We'll go back to the misogyny thing, okay? So, as you can see, I have some writing here, all right? And I want you to take your time to look at this, okay? Now, I'm particularly interested in this one right here, okay? And it says, seeking to control women's behavior, attempting to restrict women's choices, yeah? And like, why? Why should we, as men, try to control women? I don't see why that should be allowed. And it's one of those things where, you know, men over time have been pushing women into this corner, into this social box, okay? And it's wrong. What? So you believe you have the right to control a woman? Grow the fuck up. Grow up. Like, you men out there, yeah, most of you men believe that, oh, it's my woman, I'll tell her what to do, I get control over everything that gets done or said. or what she does or what she wears. No, you are wrong. You are incorrect. Very incorrect. So why as a man should you have control of your woman? You shouldn't. And going back to it. So this writing here is an example of misogynistic behavior and attitudes, okay? Now, I didn't copy all of it, all right, just because, right, I don't think my phone can handle much of it. So as you can see, we have the objectifying women, okay, viewing women as sexually, primarily sexual objects. Now, I don't think we should see women as sexual objects because that's sexist. It is. And here, using sexist nicknames or derogatory remarks referring to women in demeaning ways. Again, a misogynistic view. Obviously, we've spoken about the seeking control. Now, discriminatory practices, yeah, denying women opportunities or treating them differently from men. Again, should not happen in this modern day and age. So, and we have here, ignoring or speaking other women, to other women, shall we say, disregarding their contributions and opinions. Why? Catcalling and harassing women. Again, a misogynistic view. Making unwanted sexual comments or advances towards women. Now, this is something that should not be done. A lot of men think they have the right to wolf whistle or, try and harass a woman. Well, it shouldn't be the case. It really shouldn't. And then we have this one here, blaming women for conflict. Okay? And it says, holding women accountable for situations they did not create. Now, this is a very big one, right? Because a lot of men nowadays like to make women believe that they were the ones who created the situation, and sometimes it's not the case. Sometimes it is the case. It's a very difficult choice. Okay, a lot of men out there are going to sit there. They're going to disagree with me, but the fact that you will let that man be topless in public, but you won't let her be topless in public because you want to control her? Up yours. Up yours. No. I don't believe that women should be controlled. I totally believe, however, on the other hand, that it should be equal. And I don't see that very often. In relationships, people believe that they have the right to do as they please. A lot of men think, oh, well, I get to do this, I get to do that. No, it's not the case. I believe that a partnership should be 50-50. And I see a lot of people out there in relationships that they don't really know what their relationship's about. I see people walking down the road every day, smiling, cheerful, and making themselves believe that their relationship is the best they've ever had. Is it? Is it really? Is the relationship the best you've ever had? I ask this question to all of my viewers and to everyone that has an opinion to voice. Do you believe that women should be controlled? I will state that any abusive or misogynistic remarks will be terminated. All right, they will be deleted and hidden from the channel. Jay, hello. Hope you're doing well. Hi to you. Jay, who are you? Are you one of my subscribers? Hope you are. Obviously you might be a subscriber. Yeah, I think you are. We'll see. So, in life, we all have a part to play in misogyny, and unfortunately, the government decide what is best for us. Why should the government decide what's best for us? Can't we decide ourselves? Life is never easy, and when we believe that life is easy, we turn to different people. We go, oh, our life's getting better, our life's getting easier. Life is not easy. It wasn't meant to be easy. So let me start by saying this. When you think your life is easy and you think you've got it so fucking great, remember this. I am watching. I am listening, says the government. You will never escape your government's grasp. Hello, Zach. We're actually doing a stream about misogyny today. Alright, when this stream is published, okay, feel free to look back into the green screen that I did a little while back. So, going forward, I do feel as though misogyny is... So, I was watching a stream a little while ago, about 10-15 minutes ago, and I think it's Olivia Run Olive, who is the YouTuber, I believe. I believe so, anyway. And on there, she made a very good point on her stream that in society, and I will use this green screen again, in society, we believe it's acceptable to let a man be topless, but the woman can't be. Why? Why would we try to control women as a world? Because, let's face it, women give birth. They're the ones who carry our child. They're the ones who go through all the pain. They're the ones who have the risk of dying when they give birth to that child. And I don't think that men appreciate women properly. Now, going on to this, okay? Now, if you want to read up here, all right, just take a look at what it says here. I'll give you like a couple of minutes to read that. So, Zach, yeah, even I feel the same way sometimes. But in hot weather, we take our tops off, we sit, we chill in the garden, sprawled out, lovely. But I do feel like misogyny is a very big part of this world where people will try to control women in any which way possible, okay? Now, for a lot of people, trying to control women in misogynistic ways is very subtle. Some people say, no, you can't do this, or no, you can't do that. Other people take it to the extreme where they actually hit their women. And that's wrong. It is wrong. Because society has this attitude. And I want to go on to a. So these are key aspects of misogyny. Okay. So hatred and contempt and prejudice. Okay. Misogyny involves a negative attitude towards women, ranging from dislike to deep-seated hatred. And we'll go on to this one. Yes, Zach, you are absolutely right. Hitting is an unacceptable, hitting or abuse is an unacceptable way of control, and it is control because misogyny is that deep-seated against women in the whole of the world that men believe they have the right to tell a woman what to do. No, they don't. I believe it should be equal. I am actually a supporter of women's rights, but I'm also a supporter of men's rights. Now, in life, we have this big cult group, okay? And it's called men. So, men that are big, bulky guys, they believe they have the right to control their woman because they're the man. They've got the freaking power. They do as they please. But what about the women? So there has been women being known to abuse men. And I believe that a woman that abuses a man is a woman that has been abused by a man and feels as though they should not be controlled anymore. Now, when a woman hits a man, it's not necessarily because the man is being misogynistic. 9 times out of 10, it's because it's that deep-seated hatred for women. Yes, Zach, you are right. There are a lot of abusive and bad women out there. Now, I want to touch on to a different subject here, okay? And that subject is prostitution or escortism. Now, escorts do one specific job, okay, that means that they go and have sex with a man or they do something sexual for them. Now, again, that is a misogynistic way of looking at things because when you're looking at a woman and you're like, oh wow, she's gorgeous, you are being misogynistic. You might be thinking to yourself, she's a good looking woman. But you know what? No, I'm not going to stare. I'm not going to look. I don't want to know. Okay? You should be concentrating on your own lives. And your lives matter to you. But women's lives matter to them. It's like all this talk about Black Lives Matters. Now, yes, we have this big attitude towards Black Lives Matters. Well, what about white lives? What about animal lives? I believe that every life matters in this world. And unfortunately, there are a few people Thank you very much, Zach. So, there was a specific YouTuber, and this specific YouTuber, I'm going to state what Zach has put in the chat here. So, a guy called Junebug Films, alright? I'm not going to say his first name, okay? Now, this man told Zach D Productions, okay, that I myself am a better version of Andrew Tate. So Andrew Tate is a misogynistic person who likes to control and think that he is the big I am. Well, I have a message for Mr. Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate, I would like you to come to Scotland, speak to me, actually come and have dinner here, and let us do a live stream together discussing the fact that you are a misogynistic prick. Yes, Mr. Tate, I believe that you are a prick. You try to sexualize women and you like to control them. I also believe that another person, Conor McGregor. Now, Conor McGregor, this is a specific message for you. Whilst I believe that you do have respect for people, I also believe that you are a misogynistic arsehole. Because all this money and all this fame goes to people's heads. And it's wrong. It's not right. So, yes, Andrew Tate thinks he's all that, and so does Conor McGregor. Most famous people nowadays think that they're so fucking special because we got money. Well, guess what? I have my cigarettes, I have my food, I have my drinks, I have what I want. No, let me rephrase that. I don't have what I want, I have what I need to survive. Life is not easy. And when we believe that life is not going our way, we tend to put people on a back burner, so to speak. That back burner goes so deep into the case of, oh, wow. Oops, let's close that off. Sorry people, I'm actually cooking a beef joint at the moment. I will show you. So this is my breakfast. So this is what I mean. I have food, I have drink, I have cigarettes, I have my nicotine, and I believe that my life is not easy, but it's not difficult either. Jump on a second. Sorry people, just checking on my food. So Zach D has put, I don't like his message of, if I can do it, so can you. Either that's the case, if that's the case, then why are most men not in Andrew Tate's position of life? Do you know what, Zach? I totally agree with you on that. I really do. Because men nowadays are looked upon as though they are the best of these species, and no, it's not the case. Men are not the best. It is the woman that has to do pretty much anything and everything that the man tells them to do, and that's wrong. Because in life, we have to look at the facts. And the facts of life are, as I've stated, that society controls people. And I feel as though society controlling people is a very wrong attitude to life. Hello, Miss Perfection. Hello and welcome. Welcome to my live stream for the first time. So, Miss Perfection, we're actually on a misogynistic live stream at the moment, so I'll do the green screen again in just a moment. So, this life is more about men than it is about women, and it's wrong. It's not the correct way to be thinking. So, going back to the green screen again, okay. Now, take this image for example. Yeah, the man is topless, whereas the woman is not. Who says that the woman can't be topless? The government? Correct. Men? Correct. So, we have a couple of green screen things that we need to show again. Now, we're going to go back through it, and I wanted to touch on this subject because I do feel as though it is a very wrong attitude of life. And if we look here, okay, up here, this section here, all right, you will see what misogyny means. Okay, now there are a couple of pieces here, all right. So from here going down is basically misogynistic attitudes, key aspects of it, and the one that really touches here in my head is this one: hatred, contempt, and prejudice. Okay, misogyny involves a negative attitude towards women, ranging from dislike to deep-seated hatred. I think it's wrong. It is wrong. And then obviously we have this list here. Now, this list so I actually met Zach D. So let me get rid of this green screen here. So I met Zach D through a couple of different people. So originally I met Zach D through the Umbrella Community Cooperation Group chat on Messenger. And I was actually trying to help everyone with the Larry situation where Larry was just being a bit of a fool. You know, he was trying to, play the victim like he always does. And he calls people cyberbullies. And I was trying to help the sake of the groups to stop Larry from being the way he is. Now, with perfection, if you actually, going back to the misogyny thing, okay, if you actually take a flick through the comments here, Zach D Productions put a comment in the chat saying, you know what, Junebug Films told me apparently I am a better person, I am a better version than Andrew Tate. So, yes, I would agree with it. Ooh, shit. Sorry. So, yeah, Larry has this attitude in life where he plays the victim and he goes, oh, well, you're bullying me, you're doing this, you're doing that. Well, hang on a minute, is it really the case that we're bullying Larry? No. Larry has an attitude in life where he thinks he's in the right all the time, and he's not. He gives Christians a bad name, and he gives himself a bad name. Because he calls himself a Christian, yeah, he calls himself a Christian, and he still swears, he still talks shit about people, and, in a way, Larry is another Andrew Tate. He thinks that he has the right to do anything and everything he wishes. No. So let me state something. I am a 32-year-old man who is single, okay? And whilst I am single, I am very much in a state of mind of I couldn't care less. And whilst I couldn't care less, I could also care a lot about this world and the people in it. Now, yes, I smoke. I have a little drink every now and again. Do you know what, Miss Perfection? I totally understand that one. Yes, there's nothing wrong with being single, but who the hell wants to be single? You know? I mean, me, don't get me wrong, I don't want to be single, but I do feel as though being single for a number of years has helped me understand that life is not what it seems. And also, my military experience has been that of quite some bad, horrific things, and I've been ordered to do things that went against all human nature. A lot of people say that you need to prove that you were in the forces, and now I don't agree with that. Oh, what's this sack? Larry is another Andrew Tate. I can kind of see that. Do you know what? Yes, he is. Now, I want to go on into a different subject here. Waste. Okay. Now, is it right that a person should waste their life looking after other people? Yes, it is right. But it's also wrong. Because, yes, I am from the UK. I live in Scotland, in the United Kingdom. And the scenery here in Scotland is so beautiful, it really is. I will see if actually if I have a screenshot of an old area. No, I don't. Um, so sorry about this. My green screen is playing me up. So yes, I am in the UK. Obviously, Miss Perfection. Yeah, I know you're originally from Delhi in India. As soon as you messaged me on Messenger, I did actually look at your profile because I wasn't too sure who you were. And the fact that when I looked into your profile, it said originally from Delhi, India, and then from a different area. I was very cautious at first because I didn't really know who you were, and you didn't really have that many pictures on your Facebook profile, and I was very cautious. And I asked a couple of people whether they knew you, and they said they did. They said that you're a cool person, you know. And do you know what? Life is. It's one of those things. You either live your life the way you want to, or you let the government control your life. Now, I have a very strict opinion on America, okay? And I would like any American to not take So yeah, Brian is. I don't really want to touch on that subject at the moment. So, you know, America has this attitude where, they have the amendments, and one of their amendments is the right to carry firearms, and I believe that that's wrong because firearms don't kill people. It's the person behind the firearms that does pull the trigger. It's not the weapon that kills, it's the human that does the killing, not the weapon. I believe that most Americans have this attitude of, oh, we get to do what we want. We've got freedom of speech. We do as we please. No. Okay, so as an American, if you walk up to a police officer and you say, officer, you are an absolute arsehole who has no dignity, no sense of direction, and you're just a wanker, I guarantee you now you will be arrested for verbal assault. Now, here in England, we have a different aspect of life. And we can walk up to a police officer and we can say, officer, our personal opinion of you is an idiot, an arsehole. And they can't touch us because it's our personal opinion. Americans have this way of thinking where, oh, we get to say what we want. No, you don't. Because your government controls you in every single way possible. And whilst people think that that's the right way to be, it's not. Look at all the school shootings that happens in America. Going back to the firearms things, okay? Now, in America, you know, you can buy a gun. America has been kind to me by still my original country. Do you know what? I would love to visit India at some point. I really would. However, you know, I like a lot of Indian food, and I'm very cultured. I'm a very intelligent person. Okay, I actually went to a university, and you would not have thought that someone like myself, who acts stupid sometimes, would have ever have gone to a university, because yes, there are a lot of things I do know, but there's a lot of things I don't know. No human being can know everything in the whole entire world in one lifetime. It is not possible. It is impossible. But the word impossibility does not exist. Nothing is impossible. Everything is a possibility. Okay? Now, I do believe that some people like to, how do I say this? Some people like to downplay life. Some people like to downplay the truth. Me, myself, I will state the truth whether it offends people or not. If it offends you, it is not my problem. It is your problem for getting offended. The creative genius, you have not exposed me. Let me state that. No, I will not leave Larry alone. Larry decided, yeah, that he would go and make my death public. Well, I'm sorry, but my Facebook account was hacked. Do you know what I mean? I was actually on holiday at a Buddhist monastery at the time, doing some meditation, creative genius. And when I came back and I connected to the internet, okay, I found that there was a message to Larry on my Facebook and that Larry had been blocked. And then I find out from several people that Jackal Goldkick had done a video paying tribute to my death. Now, I don't understand, creative genius, why Larry would go and make that type of thing public without... I'm not going to ban him yet. I will ban him, okay? But creative genius, why would Larry go and make my death public without trying to confirm it from me first? Don't you think that's a bit of a wrong move? A creative genius, you are nothing more than an absolute idiot. You think you're in the right, and you're not. So do you know what? Creative genius is going to get hidden because I don't like the guy. I think he's a fool. You know, at the end of the day, creative genius is one of these people, you know, where... No, actually, creative genius, I did not want people to feel sorry for me. I don't need people to feel sorry for me. I have my own life to live. So do you know what? You're nothing more than an American piece of shit, yeah, who sits there and believes that, oh, this guy fucking wanted people to feel sorry for him. No, I have told you lot straight. If it offends you, it is not my problem. So creative genius, you can get fucked. The same as Larry, the same as Jackal, okay? The same as everyone who supports Larry. I will never leave Larry alone because he just does not change. I took the time out of my day to try to get this guy to understand that he was in the wrong. Yes, I totally agree with you, Miss Perfection, because creative genius is a a fool to himself, the same as Larry, because people think it's okay to go and chat shit about each other. Creative genius, this is a specific message for you. Do you believe it's right that a person who calls themselves a Christian that apparently follows the Bible has the right to go and gossip about people? In the Bible, it states you are not allowed to gossip about people behind their back. You are not allowed to talk bad about people. Yet Larry does all these things. So do you know what, creative genius? If you want to be the same way as Larry, be my guest. You're nothing more than a piece of shit under my fingernails. What little of my fingernails I have left. I keep them perfectly trimmed most of the time. Now, Larry had the nerve to say that he didn't believe I was a Christian. Well, do you know what? Larry follows a certain book of the Bible, and it is literally just one book. Alright? Now, trying to understand which book he's following is quite difficult. Now, I do believe that whilst Larry has some good points to make about Christianity, he also has some bad points to make about it. Now, Larry has this attitude where, like I said, he thinks he's in the right all the time, and no, he's not. He's not in the right, because why should Larry be this big I am? I couldn't give a shit about Larry. He did not take my advice. He did not listen to me one tiny little bit. He did not ignore people like I told him to. You know, I tried to give Larry good advice, and I tried to give him constructive criticism like everyone else. And he took that entirely the wrong way. So do you know what? It's up to him. It's not my problem. You know? Sorry, people. I'm actually going to have to go check on breakfast. So my breakfast is a Irish roasting beef joint. And it does... Ooh, wow. Why? Ooh, do you know what? Breakfast looks absolutely gorgeous. It really does. My breakfast does look. And you know what? I'll eat all of that. His view on R-rated movies is ridiculous too. Not all of them used God's name in vain, like he said. Miss Perfection, I am actually making just beef for my breakfast. Alright, just cooking some beef off because, you know, I'm hungry. Now, to me, meat is quite an important thing about my diet because I do like meat. I eat a lot of it, you know, and a lot of people try to say, oh, meat's bad for you, you're a murderer. Well, guess what? I don't give a shit. Because whilst there are some people out there that think they're in the right all the time, they don't understand the true meaning of life. Life is... Zach, I did not picture you as a vegetarian whatsoever. I really didn't. I hope you don't get offended by this. You know, I take my hat off to you for trying to live a healthier lifestyle. I really do, bro. Much appreciated, Zach. Wow. Ooh. Hot, hot. Wow. That is hot. I shouldn't really eat meat straight out of the oven. Could burn my insides, but I'm not really bothered about that. Do you know what, Zach? You're living a healthier lifestyle. I take my hat off to you about that. I really do. Oh, wow. Mm. Bloody hell, that's nice. Mm. Do you know what, people? I do believe that while some humans, like Larry, are the epitome of this world, I do also believe that there is a chance that they could change, right? But I don't think that Larry will change, ever. Because, let's face it, does Larry want to change for the better? I don't think he does. I don't think he does. Larry is a complete and utter idiot that just does not understand human behaviour. Now, I understand why Larry is the way he is, because I believe that Larry is bitter in his world, in his own little world, in his own mind, and I believe he is bitter about being adopted. Because, let's face it, Larry is a fool to himself. He does not know how to be nice to people. Well, he does know how to be nice to people. He's just not nice to the people that tell him straight. Now, is that an incorrect way of describing Larry? No, it's not. However, I do believe that Larry is a one-of-a-kind person, alright? And his opinions on life are part of me thinks his adopted mum is the reason for the way he's turned out. Maybe. Like, it's a very big possibility. Yes, Larry is a lost cause. I'm actually not trying to change the guy anymore. I couldn't be bothered with him. He's just an idiot. You know. Like, yes, he is an idiot. He is an absolute muppet. Larry is just an arsehole to himself. You know, he's a fool. Now, Larry has, he's not the best person in the world. He is not nowhere near anything good. Okay, he plays himself as a Christian, and he's probably not. You know, because the Bible states that you are not allowed to gossip or talk bad about anyone. And unfortunately, Larry does do that. You know, and it's wrong. It is wrong that he does that type of thing. You know, and he has to remember that, you know, not everyone will have the same view as him. Some people do not want to listen to the guy because that's, you know, let's just say Larry stinks, alright, because Larry's attitude to life is as follows, yeah? He plays himself as a victim. He tries to make people believe that, oh, I'm the better person, I will do this and I will do that. Who is this? Ah, yes. Sorry, Falcon, that message actually got held for review there. Just because. So, yes, you know, Larry has an attitude you know, and unfortunately Larry's attitude has pissed a lot of people off. It really has. And I don't agree with Larry whatsoever. You know, I do believe that Larry is a fool to himself and he will never change. And, you know, I'm glad that whoever hacked my Facebook account blocked him. I am happy about that. Very happy about that. Very happy. Because I think we can all agree, yeah, that whilst Larry is a human being, he is also an idiot. And yes, he calls people cyberbullies, and yes, he thinks he's in the right all the time. Well, no, Larry, you're not. You're not in the right because you don't follow the Bible correctly, and I'll state that now. You don't. You don't follow the Bible correctly, and you think you do. The Bible does state that you are not allowed to gossip or talk bad about people behind their backs. Unfortunately, that is what Larry does. So, is it up to us to why did I block Creative Genius? Because he was being an idiot. That's why. You know, Creative Genius is one of these people where he thinks, oh, well, you're doing that. He's also said that apparently he exposed me. Well, how can you expose a person? Mate, my name isn't even John Weston. You'll never know my real name. And do you know what? You're going to get hidden as well because you say, I need to seek help. Well, look at you lot. You, yeah, as one of Larry's supporters, okay, believe that Larry is in the right, and he's not. So guess what? Bye-bye. I will not suffer people that support Larry and then say that they want to try and expose me. Because what is there to expose about me? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. You know? And every single one of Larry's supporters will be banned from my stream forthwith if they mention Larry's name and say, oh, why did you block this person? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? I block people because I can, because I know it's the right thing to do. Look, life isn't easy, people, all right? And people like to say that life is easy. It's not. Like, look, humans do have the right to their opinion. Do you know what? It is. You are right, Falcon. Very correct. I mean, look at the way I live my life. Yeah? I live my life how I want. Yeah? Okay? Yeah. Food, drink, nicotine. I live my life how I want to. And I'm not saying I'm correct, but I'm correct to live my life how I wish. Yes, there are going to be parts of my life that people don't agree with. And do you know what? It's not my problem. It's not. It's not my problem if people think that I'm living my life incorrectly. Because my life is my life. And a lot of people think, oh, well, that's a bit selfish. Well, no, it's not. Why is it selfish that my life is my life? I will do with it as I please. You know, I have done nothing but try to help human race. 8.5 years in the army, 4.5 frontline Afghanistan. Now, do I believe I should prove that? No, I don't. Why should I prove anything to anyone? Do you know what, Miss Perfection? That is a very good way of thinking. However, I also believe that YouTube is a very toxic place. You know, there are a lot of people on YouTube that are toxic and they don't realize they're toxic. And unfortunately, those people do need to learn to grow up a bit. Larry, creative genius, the other one that was here, you know, like, why should we be worried about these idiots? Why should we even care what they're doing? Do you know what? I don't. I'm coming out to America next year, on which I will be paying people certain home visits. Some of those home visits may not be very nice. I'm not going to say who I'm visiting, what month I'm visiting, or where I will spot them. Because then people think they have a right to, oh, I'm going to ring the police, blah, 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 blah. Well, guess what? The American forces won't touch me. Because, let's face it, do you know what? Yeah, Brian's let a lot of people down. So, Brian Delivers did a video against me saying I was a con artist when he was the one who offered his help. All I did was accept. I didn't ask him. Do you know what? I think a lot of people thought that Brian was a good friend and that he was trustworthy, you know. And unfortunately, Brian has flip-flopped on a few people. He has. And he used to do it quite a lot in the past, and I feel as though he's starting to do it more and more this time. Do you know what? I'm going to revert back. Because at the end of the day, I have a Pacific view on life, right? I am Viking. By belief, I am Viking. Okay? Now, does that mean that I believe that people are less than me? No. I believe that people are equal. And they should be treated as equal. Am I right or am I wrong? People should be treated equally by their peers. Because a lot of humans don't realize that when somebody's trying to give them constructive criticism, they're actually trying to do the best for that person. They're trying to be nice. They're trying to give good advice. Thank you, Miss Perfection. Much appreciated. So, a little while back, someone made a mistake with me. Alright, and I had a go at them. They were crying their eyes out down the phone to me on Messenger, begging me not to block them. I had to take full control of their YouTube account and change it. changed the password and everything. That person understands now that they're on their final chance with me. They've sworn upon their life, and they understand the consequences if they break that promise. All I want for this world is the best for people. I do. I want the best for people because humans don't have the right to talk bad about other people when they don't know that person. Now, I do believe that humans are very nasty, very vile creatures, but just kill. I mean, look at me, for example. I have killed for my country. I am not proud of it. So, the issue between me and Brian delivers you the goods was this, okay? On the 27th of February this year, I had no money, no food, right? And the day after was my birthday. And Brian Delivers offered me 20 bucks, which is basically £18, to get some food so I could eat on my birthday. I did not ask him, he offered. Now, he blocked me once, alright? Like, I had problems with my bank, you know. They were saying that the money was sent to me via PayPal account, alright? And the fact that I wanted to send money to an actual bank account in America, they looked at it as though that person was a scam. And they locked me out of my bank account. And Brian blocked me. I asked a few of the lads to get him to unblock me and come and speak to me, alright? And then, the day that I was going to send him his money back, me and Brian and his mother, we all had a chat, you know, it was all good, yeah. And then yeah, he wanted to be a good friend to me and he wanted to help me. I understand that, yeah. So the day that I was going to send him his money back, I had a discussion with him and his mother, and I explained that my father served in the Falklands War. Okay. Now, at no point does that sound like I served in the Falklands, because I was born in 93. The Falklands was in 88. And he misheard that, obviously, or he was just trying to be an idiot. He demanded his money back, started calling me a pathological liar, and I told him, do you know what? You don't speak to me like that. So because of that, you ain't getting your shit back until you learn to grow up a bit. I'm not in the wrong. Brian Delivers was in the wrong. He misheard something and he decided to make himself look like a victim. Just like Larry. And you know what? If that is the way Brian Delivers wants to be, then maybe him and Larry should get fucking married. You know? Because they're acting like each other at the minute. They are. They are acting exactly the same. People, in the next 2 months, they should have all brand new teeth. So nobody will have to stare at this Bugs Bunny piece of shit. Yes, I said I look like I look like Bugs Bunny. And do you know what? That comment that Larry made against me, yeah, actually made me laugh. And Larry called me Bugs Bunny. Alright? And it really did make me laugh. I mean, yeah, I got one tooth. Years of fights, drugs and alcohol. Do you know, I totally respect and understand that one. Miss Perfection, I do really do. I totally understand. Do you know what? Thank you very much. Do you know what? My teeth ain't the things that give me confidence. Do you know, I like that one, Falcon. I totally agree with you, Falcon. I really do. Look, I'm not going to sit here and I'm not going to defend anyone, alright? Like, you know, we're all just as bad as each other, I think. You know, we all like to, you know, have a little bit of a tiff about people. Elmer Fudd, yeah. Well, that's a good point to make. So, people, if Larry is not gay, or he's not bi-curious, why would he want a hotel room with Jackal Gold Kick? It doesn't make sense, does it? It really doesn't. Like, Larry says he's discriminative towards gays because it goes against God's word. No, it doesn't. Like, humans believe anything they're told, alright, when they're brought up in a certain circle of people, okay? And unfortunately, Larry has been brought up in that circle where he's been taught that, oh, you do this, you do that, or you're breaking God's word. Guess what? I don't care. I couldn't care less about Larry. Not anymore. There was a point when they did want to help change him for the better. You know, but it wasn't, changing him for the better wasn't like, it was important, but it wasn't that important. Do you know, trying to eat beef with very little teeth is quite difficult. Luckily, I have cooked it to perfection, so. No, Larry does not understand that sin is forgiven. Because doesn't it state in the Bible, God says, come to me as you are, not the way you think I want you to be. It does. I used to be a Christian until I lost my wife and 2 kids in a car crash. I prayed and prayed and prayed, and I got no response. I became Viking through choice, and that is my choice. I choose to be Viking. I have had it proven to me a couple of times that my faith is correct. You know, it's like this morning, okay? Didn't have any money on me. I went out. I see an old mate of mine. I'm hearing crows all around the town. Yes. Look, I'm going to be honest with you, Miss Perfection. Yeah. I have buried 5 of my children, 2 wives. And then you've got dickheads like Larry that think that they're God's gift. Well, guess what? Unless people have been through what I've been through and you've experienced what I've experienced in life, you'll never understand where I am. Life is not easy. And I do believe that there are certain people in this world that deserve my help to change them for the better. Larry is not one of them. He's not. I believe that Larry is a worthless piece of shit. And I'm sorry to say it in such a cruel and harsh way. Like, Larry is useless and worthless. And he will never understand anything in this world. Because wow, it's a bit true. Look, people, no, Larry doesn't want to accept that he's in the wrong because he doesn't know how to. I believe that Larry is still a child in his own mind. He thinks that, oh, I get to do what I want, say what I want, act how I want. Only a child acts like that. Now, I'm not saying that I'm a perfect human. Okay, no one's perfect. But I'm a damn sight better than Larry. Sorry. I am also a damn sight better than Andrew Tate. I am also a damn sight better than Conor McGregor. I am a human that is very rare. I try to teach people right from wrong. I try to be friendly. I treat people how I want to be treated. Let me stop eating that for a sec. Do you know what? There was a post done by a Larry Coe account that said Larry looked like a cracked watermelon. I totally agree. I think there's a lot of us out there that are responsible for the troll accounts on Larry. You know, but all we're doing is treating him how he's treated us. That's all we're doing. It is. That is all we're doing. We're treating Larry how Larry has treated us. Or how he treats other people. So no. We will not leave Larry alone. We will not back down. We will take a stand against this fucking idiot, and we will fight it to the end. Larry will have two choices. One, ignore us, or two, come off YouTube. Yes, he does, Zach. He brings it upon himself. Unfortunately, Larry is what he is. He is who he is. I do not accept Larry because he has tried to make me look bad. He has tried to lie about me. There was a time when me and Larry, we sorted our problems out, and I tried to help him understand where he was going wrong. And he said, yeah, I totally understand. Like, you know, I'm sorry, I should ignore these people, blah, 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 blah. Well, I'm sorry, but Larry, if you're trying to ignore people, then why the fuck aren't you doing so? I don't see him trying to ignore people very well. Do you know what, people? To everyone that is in this chat right now, I take my hat off to you. You're all decent people. Yes, we all have our own little problems. Yes, he does keep bringing up our names. Yes, Larry does keep bringing up our names. That's because he doesn't know how to shut his mouth. He doesn't know how to ignore people. He's not that smart. Larry will never understand that all people want is a quiet life. You know, as humans, thank you very much, Miss Perfection. Honestly, continue messaging me on Messenger, people. I am a one-of-a-kind human being. Yes, I smoke. Yes, I drink. You know, I take certain drugs. You know, I smoke weed. I sniff cocaine. I'm not gonna lie about it. But has that changed my personality? No, it hasn't. Look at how I am with people. I accept people for who they are. And that is the way life should be run. I believe that people deserve to be happy. People deserve to have the chance of meeting new people and experiencing life as a whole. See, crows. I am hearing crows again. More luck. So hopefully, so here in England, we actually have what's known as a cost of living payment, right, which the government gives people in households, all right, due to the cost of living crisis. Okay, and that cost of living payment is to help pay for gas and electric bills, stuff like that. Now, I'm earning a little bit less money than what I started doing YouTube. You know, I was earning at least upwards £9,000 every month before I was doing YouTube properly on my old account. Now I'm down to about 7, roughly. Yes, Larry can go fuck himself. Totally agree with you. Totally agree with you. Look, Larry is starting to make humans look bad. So, I will be visiting Larry at some point, and I will sit down face to face with him, and I will explain where he is going wrong in life. Because if I don't do it, I believe someone will end up killing him. No. Really, Owen? Owen Cooper, you have no clue who I am. And you know what? I don't need to sort my gaff out. Alright, I don't need to know who you are. I don't care who you are. You're just a troll. And guess what? Bye-bye. We won't have comments like that. We will not have people like that on this stream. You see what I mean, people? All these trolls. Look, I don't ask people to like me. I ask people to understand my view on life. At the end of the day, my life is my life. I will do with it as I please. It is not down to anyone else to tell me how to live. And I will not accept people being rude or abusive. Because I do as I please, not as I'm told. Look, at the end of the day, people, right, humans have been, pardon me, humans have been poisoned by government over a certain number of years. Unfortunately, that poison has spread beyond all recognition to the, should we say, the furthest regions of the planet, where humans think that they have the right to go and talk shit about people, and you know what, I couldn't care less. I really couldn't. If people wish to dislike me, that is up to them. But don't come onto this stream saying so. So we've had 3 trolls in here. If another troll appears, I will end the stream. And I will make it a private one. 2 subscribers only. Look, life is never going to be the way we want it to be. It's never going to be correct. Unless this planet is blown to smithereens and all human life is wiped off this planet and the evolution process can start all over again, this world will never be the same as what it used to be. Now, I know that might be taking things a bit too extreme, but you know what? I believe it's what needs to happen. Keep the good people safe. Watch over them. Help them. And let people know that we are not all bad. We are human. And we will not stand for people disrespecting us when we know the truth. Life is like this. As you grow up in the womb, You have no idea what's going on around you. You don't know what your life holds for you. You're innocent. Until the day you are born, you are innocent. After you're born, your mind stays in that state for a little while until you are of age to be able to think for yourself. I myself am not perfect, but I am the closest thing to it. I try to help people in this world, and people don't try to help me. I don't want people to help me. I want people to stick to their word. I want humans to understand. We're here for a good time, not a long time. Humans can be destructive, poisonous, but there is a lot of beauty to life as well. You know? Now, unfortunately, there's not many people that are trustworthy, and I have learned that both about Larry and Brian cannot be trusted, guys. You're right. You're right. They can't be trusted. I will never trust Brian Delivers, ever, after what he's said and how he's acted towards me. And until he learns to be a man and apologise for what he said to me and the video, he will not get his money back. If he wants his money back, he needs to be sincere. He needs to be grateful that I haven't leaked any of his details. I am not that type of person to go and leak details anyway, but if he continues pissing me off, I will. Simple as. What Brian Delivers needs to understand is that I have his bank account details. They are screenshotted onto my phone, which gives me an exact location on his home address, which I will not leak because I don't wish to. I'm not that type of person. There was a couple of people where I did have to say their home addresses to them. Now, one YouTuber that I would like to talk about is J Margera. J Margera is a fool to himself, but for some reason, him and Cyber Metal Punk seem to dislike me. That's their choice. I won't hold it against them. Why should I? It's like there's a few people that dislike me. I will not hold dislike of a human against me, against them. I won't. I will not hold it against people. Because I am only human myself. I'm not perfect. And I challenge any human that says they're perfect. Look, in life, we have to stand up. We have to be counted. And we have to take note. life will never be the same as what it used to be. It won't. And do you know what? It's a shame. It is a shame that humans are the way they are. It is a shame that we try to control each other through laws and education. Life is not easy. I understand that. My life has specifically not been easy. And I understand that my life isn't easy. But is it down to me to try and change other people's lives? In one small sense, yes it is. But in another sense, no it's not. Because I try to help people. We should be able to do what we are called to do in life and support one another and their goals. Yes, Miss Perfection, I totally agree with you. Totally agree with you, and I think you and me will get along just fine. I really do. I really do think you and me will get along just superb. Do you know why I get along well with people? Because I say it straight. I don't sugarcoat anything for anyone anymore. If I offend you, it's your problem, not mine. All I'm doing is being honest. I am honest to the extent where people dislike me. Again, not my problem. It's not. No, I know there's going to be a couple of YouTubers that have been here to make a video on me. Could I care less? No. Oh, he thinks it's cool to smoke. No, I don't think it's cool to smoke on camera. But it's a habit. And you try kicking a habit in the arse when you've been doing it since the age of 11, 12. I'm 32 now. I've been smoking for a number of years. I've tried to quit. I've tried vaping. But you know what? As a single person, I have the right to do as I please. When I am in a relationship, I stop smoking, I stop drinking, I stop using drugs. And I concentrate on the love and care that I have for that one person. One of my only complaints with America is the political divide. Everyone just wants to hate each other over differences of opinion, and it should not be like that. It should not be this way. No, it shouldn't be. We have a similar problem here in the UK, unfortunately. There was a time when Scotland was trying to go for independence. Unfortunately, we couldn't get it. Because to have your independence, you have to have your own armed forces, your own navy, your own air force. Unfortunately, we don't. Look, life isn't easy. It will never be easy. I am going to create a group chat for the people that I have sitting right here, right now. So, all three of you, Zach, Miss Perfection, and Blood Falcon, you will all be sent an invite to a channel, a messenger channel called Life. That's what I'm going to name it. life. I will send you all the invite today at some point. Do you know what? It's a good point to make, Miss Perfection. No, don't hate everyone. Do you know the only person I hate? Myself. The only person I am afraid of is myself. That fucker's crazy. I'm gonna put a green screen up. And it is just so fucking true. So true. Where are you? Where is it? There it is. Look at what this says. The most dangerous anger comes from someone with a good heart. They hold it in, stay calm, and forgive until one day they can't anymore. Do not push a person with a good heart. That is me all over. I have a good heart. I want to help people. But when people cause me problems, I will not back down. Life is not what we think it is. We are controlled every day, every second of every day, every week, every month, every year. We are controlled as human beings. And the ones that stand up for themselves, that do not want to be controlled, are put down. Why? I believe we should be kind all the time, even against those who do us wrong. Do you know what? I do believe that part of that is correct. But those who do us wrong should be taught a lesson. And they should be taught the lesson of acceptance. Unfortunately, humans are not that way. They will never be like that. Humans are fools to themselves. It's like this. Humans kill so they can eat. Why kill a gorgeous looking animal for that? Humans weren't designed to eat meat originally. This is why we can see in colour. Humans see in colour because originally we foraged for our food. Over years, we have eaten meat, killed animals for our own pleasure, so we can satisfy our needs that we think we have. And I do feel as though that is the wrong way to be. And there are a lot of countries that do not kill certain animals because they are sacred. Why are those animals sacred? Because they are majestic. Because they are respected. Why? People, I am going to sign off now. And I hope that we will all speak on Messenger today at some point about this topic. To everyone that has been here and listened and understood, thank you. It is an honour to be respected. I hope you all have a lovely day. I really do. To those of you who have me on Messenger, shout me a message after the stream. Give me some key points or whatnot. Tell me how you think the stream could be improved. Or what topic you'd like to see me talk about next. Thank you very much, people, and I hope that you all enjoy life. Take care and have a lovely, lovely day.